Hello, and welcome to another BTFO. Today we're going to be talking about Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. And I guess to give a little bit of background, I saw the first one in theaters and thought it was fine. I I don't know, it's one of those concepts where it's like, oh yeah, that seems really fun, but then they kind of take it really seriously, and it's like, it's not bad. It's just sort of like generic. It's like, oh, okay, like I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of the first one. I didn't hate it. That has kind of changed on the second one. Um, where I don't know, the second one just I really wonder because I don't know how well the first one did. But like this one comes a while after because I think the first one was like 2019. It might have multiple release dates because it may have been delayed due to COVID. Or no, if it was 2019, it shouldn't have been delayed. Um, but uh, I don't know. The second one, it really feels like they were like, well, this is a franchise that makes money, right? And it's like, no, you had one movie. Um, but I don't know. It might make money. But to me, it really felt like no one really wanted to make a sequel. They just kind of threw a bunch of shit together. Um, and I think that's really characterized through the characters because you have the first film was all about, I think it's Grace, Samara Weaving's character. She marries into this family and they have like a board game empire, and she gets the unlucky draw of hide and seek, which means that the rest of the family has to try and find her and kill her before dawn. And she ends up living past dawn and they all blow up. And it's like, okay, like that's fine enough, I guess. But then it is kind of weird where the second one, like, I don't know, it's just kind of right off the bat, the second one doesn't really care about like establishing rules, where it just sort of does it haphazardly, where we just get opened on like, yeah, this takes place like right next to or right after the first one, and they're like, oh well, because the one family died that she was marrying into, that means that for some reason the seat of power is up for grabs because one of the council families died, even though it's like, but they weren't, like, like I'm confused because they weren't the ones in charge. Like, they establish later that the guy who actually is in charge of everything has his twin children kill him so that they can both compete to like save their seat on the council. But it's like, I don't know, that just seems weird that like, oh, one of them dies, and because yeah, it's like, I don't know, it'd be nice if we knew a little bit about the other families, like what traditions did they have to uphold, because like the film doesn't really get into that at all. It just treats it as like, oh yeah, well, these are just other characters that are gonna be killed off, and it's like, oh, okay. And like, I don't know, they introduced her sister, which is a really kind of just odd retcon, especially because they try to frame it in this as like, oh, Grace or Samara Weaving, like she reached out to her sister. She wanted her there at her wedding. Like she tried to find her, and it's like, no, like that wasn't in the first film. You didn't write that into the first film. In fact, like you tried to account in the first film for the fact that she didn't have any family. Because it's like, well, yeah, I mean, if you're doing a wedding and you don't have any family from the other side, like it does kind of seem a little awkward. So you accounted for that by just saying that, like, nope, she doesn't have any family. And now it's like, oh, nope, I guess she did. It's like, okay. But then, like, they have, I always forget the guy's name. Because he's kind of a weird, like, I'm not sure how good he is, but like he pops up in a lot of stuff. He can be really fun, but he's like this character actor. I think the last thing I saw him in before this was Clown in a Cornfield, so another not very good horror movie. But he decides, which was one of the things, the very few things in this where I was like, hey, that's actually like, oh, we're having some fun here. Because he like opens a box that is just full of cocaine and like puts a like huge amount on his hand and does it. And it's like, all right, like I'm gonna take her out before the game starts, which feels a little weird because it's like, oh, but wouldn't you know that that's not how that works? But I guess not. So he goes to the hospital and he tries to kill Grace, and then like she evades him, and then when he actually like almost gets the killing blow on her, he ends up blowing up. And so they say that like, oh yeah, that was like his family line that all got wiped out, which it's like, okay, so is there another, like, you know, like is that okay, or is there another council family that needs to step up? Like, I guess that's up to Mr. LaBelle or the devil. But then yeah, Elijah Wood comes in and he takes her. And Elijah Wood is one of the better parts of the movie. He's just also underutilized, where he plays like a no-nonsense kind of lawyer for like essentially representing the devil and explaining like the deal of the devil and all this stuff. But then basically he explains that like, yeah, you're gonna do round 2, and if you happen to win this time, then like you'll get to be in control of everything. If you don't win, then like whatever representative of one of the families kills you, they get to be in charge of everything, which is also where another problem with the film comes in, because they state that as part of the rules, they're not allowed to use weaponry beyond the time of when the devil made the deal with their family, which gives the Spaniards a like significant advantage, because I guess they got their deal like pretty close to modern times, because they're like using sniper rifles and machine guns and like an RPG. It's like, oh, okay. But then the family that was in charge, that's got what's her name, Buffy and her brother, they like hop on 4-wheelers, are like driving around. And then they also have the like Chinese lady, and she's like using a drone. And it's like, oh, I don't, you know, because like, I'm sorry, like as much as I don't really like the first one, they made a point in the first one of like, no, using the cameras is cheating. So like therefore we can't use the cameras. And it's like, oh yeah, I guess you guys just forgot about that in this one. And it gets kind of annoying because it's like, well, yeah, if he's got a sniper rifle, like, that's a pretty solid way to take him out. And it's like, well, yeah, but what if he's just retarded? And it's like, what? Like, no, he's just retarded. Like, he doesn't understand how to use it at all. And, like, he even tries to use it in close quarters combat, despite the fact that he would have brought, like, because they have, like, automatic pistols with them that get used later in the film. And it's like, oh, so he brought those, but just insisted on, no, I only want to use the sniper rifle. And, like, that to me got really annoying, where especially because, like, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I get it, it's supposed to be a joke, but it's also like really hard for me to take anything seriously when they have the daughter at one point, the daughter of the Spaniards walks in with an RPG and like she decides to or like she tries to fire it and it fires out the wrong way, and it's like, oh, so I guess she didn't load it or didn't look at like any of the labeling, or like, you know, like how, like, did she hold the trigger backwards? Like, you know, it's like, I don't know, I personally haven't used an RPG, but I don't think you can actually fire it out the wrong end. Like, you know, like I think you'd have to be really, really incompetent to do that. And it's just kind of annoying where it's like, oh, okay, so like Grace and her sister, they just have plot armor. Like, we know they're gonna make it through, which is kind of a problem with the first film, where it's like, yeah, like Grace is never really in any real danger. But like this film just turns that up to 11, where it's like, yeah, we can, you know, they could start dropping nuclear bombs and like Grace would be fine. Like somehow a fallout shelter would build itself around her. It's like, man, this is like really annoying, because I get that they want to like have their fun and have their memes, and it's like, yeah, if we just did that entirely, that would be cool. But like, you're doing like dead serious for most of the movie, and then you have like the occasional 5 jokes, and it's like, okay, yeah, maybe we pick a lane. But like, they go and one thing that I will admit is a nitpick, but just kind of annoyed me, was they have their either Indian or like Pakistani, but like one of the families is I'm pretty sure it's Indian. I want to say no, because they're in like London, but I want to say they're Indian. They're supposed to be Indian. I could be entirely wrong on that. I'm not entirely sure, but they have the one guy that goes out to hunt her. He puts on like this gold mask, and to me it was just really weird, because it's like, well, she already knows what you look like. You know, it's not like you're doing this anonymously. But also, like, it gets in the way of his vision. And then on top of that, he's got like a big beard, so it doesn't even really like sit on his face like proper. Like, it's kind of like hovering on top, and it's like, I don't know, guys, like, did you think that was gonna be like scary? Because it's not, and it's just kind of like stupid. But I don't know, they end up introducing that, like, I guess with round 2, if you marry into one of the council families, that stops the game, which I'm not sure how that even, like, I don't know, that to me seems like a really bullshit rule, because it's like, well, technically she's already married into one of the council families. Like, they just died because they refused to kill her. Like, you know, like, in theory, that's what happened. Um, or well, I guess like she lived, but in theory, the same thing would have happened if they had refused to kill her, right? Like they all would have died and she would have survived. So it's like, okay, and it's also weird because like I don't know, they strictly speak of it as like a heterosexual marriage, where like the Chinese woman is like, hey, my like 14-year-old son that like just plays on his Switch all day, just marry him and like we'll be in control together, but I'll actually be in control. But that like gets you to stop the game. And for some reason, Samara Weaving or Grace in this one is like, oh, but that would mean like selling my soul. I'm not gonna do that. Like, and it's like, what? Like, okay, where did this come from? Like, this wasn't really a thing in the last film. Like, it's kind of a problem with these films is that, you know, like they get to having her run around and like get chased pretty quickly, and they don't really develop her character at all. But like, so the Chinese woman does that, and then later the twins, like the brother offers, or she offers to marry the brother, when it's like, why not pit the twins against each other and say, hey, like, you know, I'll marry one of you, doesn't matter which one to me. Because it's like, I'm sorry, like, you know, like, are we, I don't know, to me it just felt like a really weird oversight, because it's like, guys, these are all, like, these are deals with the devil that we're talking about. I don't really think the devil cares about whether it's a heterosexual marriage or not. Like, if anything, you know, like, depending on how you view it, like, the devil might encourage a non-heterosexual marriage. Like, but yeah, it felt really weird that, like, that just doesn't really get addressed. Then, like, I guess it's not a rule that you can kill members of your own family. You just can't kill members of other families, even on accident. Which is a weird, like, okay, so the devil's really omniscient, but like, nah, accidents count totally. And it's like, yeah, I don't think you guys thought about that. And so we find that out because the brother twin kills Sarah Michelle Gellar, that's her name. He kills her, and he's like, yep, like, well, now that I'm in charge, I don't need her bossing me around anymore. And then they go and he marries Grace, and then Grace is like, okay, well, now that I'm a part of your family, I'm gonna kill you. Does it, and like takes the ring of ultimate power from him. And then she's like, oh, okay, well, like, I guess you all have until dawn before, like, you all blow up then. So I'm gonna throw the ring in this pit and let you all fight over it. And, like, it's kind of amusing, though, like, because they have, like, a child in there, and, like, you know the whole time that it's, like, they're not gonna have the balls to show, like, people beating up a child or, like, killing a child. Like, you know, they'll blow him up with everyone else, sure, but, like, they don't have the balls to do anything more than that. But, like, there is a moment where Elijah Wood, as, like, the presiding, like, person over, like, the wedding and all the legality and stuff, he like just sort of stands outside of, like, the pit, like, he doesn't jump in, but they don't even, like, give him a line, which it's like, guys, like, that's, you know, like, I don't know, that just feels like basic, like, 101. You should have him say, like, oh, like, not for me, like, whoa, I've never been interested in that much power, like, you know, that. Or it's like, if you want to take it in a more serious way, that, like, shouldn't that be kind of a clue to, like, oh, maybe he actually is the devil, like, and that could be kind of an interesting, like, oh, like, now you have to watch the movie a second time and, like, notice all of the things that Elijah Wood does and be like, oh, like, how does that benefit the devil? But it's like, no, then they make it clear that, like, nah, the devil is just an entirely different entity, and Elijah Wood is just some guy, and everyone blows up. And they have one joke that I kind of like, where the other Indian brother, who, like, really didn't want to go out and hunt, he, like, rushes out from behind a pillar or something, and he's like, oh, like, hey, like, we're alive, like, no, I renounced everything, like, you know, like, I'm basically a born-again Christian, like, you know, it means that I didn't blow up. And then he blows up. It's like, like, it's not the best joke in the world, but, like, you know, it made me smile. Like, I kind of like the idea of, like, oh shit, like, I made it. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I just, it could be so much more. And the way they've done it is, like, really sloppy at best. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I wish it was better. That's all I can really say. So yeah, I would not recommend Ready or Not 2. I wouldn't really recommend the first film. I mean, it's fine. Like, I don't know. If someone says they like the first film, to me, that's like, okay, like, yeah, sure. If someone were like, oh, this is one of, like, the greatest horror films ever, then I'm like, okay, no, like, you need to watch more or something. Like, but I don't know. The second one, like, I don't know, maybe it's just I don't vibe with it, but, like, yeah, it's not good. And I guess, sorry, before I go, because it's one thing that I did want to mention, because I found it really odd, and it is very indicative of, like, the care that went into this film, or lack thereof, I should say. But so you have Grace, and you have her sister, what was her name? Catherine Newton Howard is the actress. But we'll call her Cassie, because that's her Ant-Man character. Which, this is yet another role where I'm like, damn, like, I'm pretty sure she can act, but, like, she keeps kind of just phoning it in. It's like, oof. Though, I will give her some credit that maybe this time it was a little bit because they were confused on what kind of character she was playing, because the two sisters switch dynamics, like, back and forth, to the point where it's really bizarre, where, like, because they try to start out with, oh, okay, Grace has just been through this, whereas her sister hasn't. So she's gonna be the kind of, like, hardened, like, jaded badass, and her sister's gonna be the one that's, like, freaking out the whole time. And then they, like, have Grace get an injury, and they're like, okay, Grace is gonna freak out because of her injury, and her sister is actually gonna be, like, a nurse, and so she's actually gonna be really cool and calm and collected in this, like, environment, and she's gonna patch her sister up. And it's like, oh, shouldn't that be the opposite dynamic? Like, I'm pretty sure you set it up the opposite way. And then, like, they have a moment where, I want to say it's the Chinese lady that, like, she, because she accidentally kills the Spaniard guy, she ends up blowing up in both sisters' like faces, And it was a moment where I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure what the direction was, but it should have been different, because Samara Weaving, to her credit, is like actually like trembling and like, you know, shivering and stuff. And then Catherine Newton Howard is just standing there with like a blank expression on her face, like stiff as a board, and goes, "Wow, you never really get used to that, do you?" And it's like, no, I'm sorry, but like, you never really get used to that, she said calmly. Like, what are we talking about? Like, sorry, but if she's gonna say that line, she should be like freaking out. But, you know, nah, why would we do that? Like, why would we tell her to act differently? This is Catherine Newton Howard. Like, she's been in the Ant-Man films. Like, you know, obviously she knows what she's doing, and it's like, god damn it, like, fuck. Because I don't know, I think she could give a good performance, but it's like, yeah, not if the director is just like, yeah, that's fine. Like, whatever you do, it's fine. I don't care. Like, we're just gonna put this out and see how it does. But I don't know. I just, yeah, I would not recommend this film. So thank you for watching, and bye.